Dear sisters and brothers, greetings to you. I am happy to reach out to a larger number of consecrated persons through this video. In a very simple manner, I would like to place before you some simple steps to synodality for the consecrated religious today. This is as a preparation for the Synod 2023. So I have titled this video this way: Simple Steps to Synodality for the consecrated persons today. I am addressing this video to all the women and men religious, which includes all religious priests too, because they are primarily religious and only then they are priests. And I am addressing this video also to the members of the secular institutes and to all the others of goodwill. We religious need to use this opportunity. As the Pope says, it is a gift and a task to galvanize and invigorate the entire church. I am specifically addressing all the women religious, the religious brothers, and the ordained religious who are in clerical orders. Now, what is the origin of this synodality? Pope Francis, in his address in October 2015, on the occasion of the commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the institution of the Synod of Bishops, he spoke about the synodality. Then in the year 2018, the International Theological Commission prepared a very beautiful and a solid document on the theme Synodality in the Life and Mission of the Church. And then now Pope Francis has called for a Synod of Bishops in October 2023 on the theme for a synodal church, communion, participation, and mission. Now almost we have now 2 years of preparation for this Synod 2023 in different parts of the globe and in all the local churches. A long period of preparation is envisaged by the church. Now a preparatory document along with the handbook, which is called Vade Mecum, is published in October 2021. And it has a set of questions to be shared and discussed in the local church. And a report is to be sent to Rome by every diocese in the church. So thus, Pope Francis has set in motion and has encouraged an ecclesial discourse on synodality in the church. Now, this is a revolution, according to me. If you understand this, I say you are a blessed among the religious. Now, what is this synodality? Synodality does not simply mean an ecclesial or church meeting or assembly of the bishops. It actually means the way, the path, or the specific or particular way or style or method of being the church as the people of God. Now, it simply means that so far, only some people thought that they are the church. But from now on, all of us together will be the church, journeying together, listening together, communicating together, and doing our mission together. Now, this is the beautiful aim and vision of this synodality and synod 2023 preparation. Now, let me come to something very important. How we as a consecrated religious can contribute for this synod. First of all, I suggest that all the religious read the document or the handbook. It is very small. First of all, we need to understand the document so that we can explain it to others. Secondly, you become a member of the parish committee or diocesan committee that is formed as a team for preparation for the synod. The third, as far as possible, we religious must encourage the enlightened laity to become part of this committee or a team in the parish or in the diocese to contribute. Now, this will empower them. And this is actually the role of the religious, to empower the laity. And the fourthly, please see that lay people, religious women, religious brothers, and people from secular institutes participate in this consultation process. And fifthly, Pope Francis speaks about listening to all, consulting all, etc. Because even in the implementation stage after the synod in 2023, all people will be involved. This is what the document says. So, if you are not involved now in the consultation process, how can we find meaning in the implementation process? So for me, this is a very, very important element. And now, what can we do as religious, especially in the context of this preparation for this synod? I have some points to share with you. The first one, synodality also calls for right relationships among ourselves. We try to re-examine our relationship with the entire creation, with the environment, with the ecology, with the nature. The whole question of climate change, climate issues, COP26. And secondly, re-examine the relationship among us, in our communities and in the local churches. The second aspect that we can do as religious is promote more consensus building or consensus-based decision making in our communities, in our councils, in our assemblies, and in our institutions, instead of command control model. We are used to that model, command control model. So this synodality is inviting us to move from command control model to consensus model. Thirdly, as a preparation for this synodality, we develop more and more transparency in our decision making, transparency in financial management, in accounting, in the collection of financial resources, etc. And fourthly, respecting the dignity of creation and the dignity of laity. And this invariably leads us to number 5, our attitude towards women in the church, and specifically women religious, and enable a very matured participation of women in the church, in the decision making and in various other aspects. Sixth one, we as a religious can bring about greater recognition of the members of the secular institute in the church, and also greater recognition of religious brothers in the church, that their vocation is full and complete in itself. You don't need to add anything more to any vocations in the church because they are already complete in themselves. So we need to promote all types of vocations in the church. And seventh point is, we religious must reflect, share, and write more on this theme of synodality, and send it to these diocesan committees which are meant for the synod preparation, or send it to the bishops. Send our responses and our discussions, if you wish, even directly to Rome, to the Secretariat for the Synod, and thus participate in this preparatory process. We come to another point. What impact this synodality will have in the church? Some of us may entertain some doubts and fear. So what impact this synodality will have in the church? Firstly, it will create, according to me, it will create a greater appreciation for one another in the church and respect for all vocations in the church, especially vocation to be a laity, respect for lay vocation. Secondly, more dignified participation by the laity in the church will come into effect than the normal, what we say, the duty of the laity is to pray, pay, and be passive. The bishops, priests, and the religious will begin to look at the laity and the women in the church in a very symbiotic relationship than hierarchical or automatic relationship. This will be very important for us. And thirdly, as a result of this reflection on synodality, I hope the church will become a people of equality, not a church where we will have a graded participation. The fourth, very important, women will no more be a silent church, and they will become a participatory church. As for me, a very large percentage of women, they take part in the liturgy, in the church activities. And it is this group that has the least voice in the church. And I hope that as a result of preparation for this synod, the role of women will be redefined in our church. And fifthly, women religious will be more empowered. Women religious are not simply a workforce in the church, but rather they will become partners in the mission of the church, along with all the others. Because today, in our world, there is an increased awareness of freedom, autonomy, dignity, human rights, etc. So St. Paul, writing to the Corinthians, the first letter, and to the Romans, he speaks of a church as a body in which all the members are bound in a relationship of interdependence and equal dignity, but of course with the different gifts and charisms. So we are all journeying together in communion. All of us, the Pope included, the bishops, the priests, the religious, people from the secular institute, and the laity. Another important impact of synodality is the holiness gap gets reduced in the church, and holiness and dignity is broken and shared with all. That all of us are called to one vocation, and that is vocation to holiness, or what some would call it. All of us are called to one vocation, and that is baptized Eucharistic Christians. Our roles may be different, our gifts may be different, our ministries may be different, but all of us are called to build this one beautiful mother church. So thus, we become a synodal church, not a pyramidal church. Not a pyramidal church, we become a synodal church. Pope Francis would speak about inverting this pyramidal model. So, synodality is being projected now as the way for the church of the future. I wish that all of us religious understand this. Synodality is, in a way, a new practice in the church, a new way of behaving in the church. So the synodality discourse is going to change the way all of us participate in building up this church. And that is the dream and vision of Pope Francis too. So synodality can become the day-to-day functioning style of the church. When I say functioning style of the church, functioning styles of the bishops, functioning styles of the parish priests, the functioning style of all of us. So in the preparatory document, if you read, Jesus is presented as a person constantly in conversation with the people of different kinds and background. Especially if you read Numbers 17 to 21, Jesus is constantly in communion with the people. We also notice that Jesus, the crowd, and the apostles, they are in constant dialogue. So it's very beautiful. So let us read and reread this, and let all of us, as consecrated people, members of the Secular Institute and the laity, use this golden opportunity given to us by God through the beautiful leadership of our beloved Holy Father, Pope Francis. Let us use this opportunity as a sacred time, what we call kairos in the church, to invigorate, to revitalize our church as people of God. Thank you.